In this video, I'm going to talk about the top 5 reasons why luxury buyers are moving to Colorado Springs. My name is Casey Fortune, and I'm a realtor here in the Colorado Springs area. I've been selling homes here for over 10 years, and I'm really excited to make this video. The reason being is our luxury market has really taken off over the past 5 years, but there are some big changes in the luxury market that you really need to know about. This is just me, unscripted, going off of memory, giving you information from me and my buyers. I recently had a luxury buyer come to town from watching these videos. They're amazing people, and they taught me a lot because I'm asking them, what are you looking for? What brought you to Colorado Springs? I want to bring that information to you so you can decide if Colorado Springs may be a good fit for you and your family. Let's jump right in with number 1. Exceptional value in Colorado Springs luxury market. I've had people sell, a $1.5, $1.6 million home in California that was 1,800, 2,000 square feet on a little bitty acreage lot, maybe like an eighth of an acreage. And they're coming out here and they're shopping, and I'm showing them homes on 2.5 acre lots. You don't have to do that. You can get a quarter acre lot if you want to. A lot of my luxury buyers are like, no, I've been in that tight neighborhood type feeling. I want some space. You can really get some elbow room. You can stretch out a little bit. Another thing that you'll find in our houses are they're enormous. Most of the luxury homes are ranch homes. If there's an upstairs, it's probably going to be your secondary bedroom, maybe along with the loft. But for the most part, you are almost always going to have a basement. The reason you're going to have a basement is it's so cheap for builders to double the size of the house and add a basement. So if you have 2,000 square feet on the main floor, you have a 4,000 square foot house. Because I say that and so many people are coming out going, oh, I do not need a 4,000 or 5,000 square foot home. And they honestly end up buying them just because those are the type of homes you will find here. And then they realize, gosh, for the value, this is so much house. And I will say some people aren't a huge fan of that, but most people are. And the reason being is I love to check in with my buyers, if they've been in the house 6 months, a year and a half or so. I'm like, how's the size of the house? I remember you didn't want to move into a 5,000 square foot home. How is that treating you? And most of the time they're going, we absolutely love it. We have family come here for the holidays. We had Christmas at our house for the first time. We have friends coming to visit, and we just give them the basement. The basements here don't feel like basements at all. If it walks out, meaning there's a door in the basement that walks out to the backyard. In fact, a lot of these luxury homes, you can have mountain views from the basement, which is amazing. All that to say, yes, we have large homes. We have homes on acreage, and people are just always surprised, especially if you get up around that $2 million price point. People are blown away here, what you can get for $2 million if you're coming from California, Boston, Chicago, New York area, all along the East Coast and the West Coast, and most of the major big cities up north. And then on top of that, they love to see our taxes. My last buyer that purchased in the Broadmoor area, he was coming from the Chicago area, bought, a stone's throw away from the Broadmoor if you have a good arm. Yeah, good arm, stone's throw away. Bad arm, maybe not. But anyway, he purchased a home here mostly because of taxes alone. Number 2, the breathtaking nature surroundings. I've lived here since 2001, and this is something that I still will be driving to town after we get a big snowstorm, and I'm looking at Pikes Peak going, oh my gosh, look at Pikes Peak. That's enormous. That is absolutely stunning. It's really just something that you don't get used to in the best way. And that's not just here in Colorado Springs. You just find that as you drive around Colorado. I also like that we have 4 distinct seasons. After a huge snowstorm, it is beautiful here. And then you have the months where it does turn gray and everything's dead. And then you have the summer months where it greens up. My favorite time of the year is the fall, where you have the mountains, the blue skies, the Aspen Aspen's changing colors, and the green grass. Reason number 3 is a thriving economy and job market. This is something that has also improved quite a bit in the last 5 years. Recently, Colorado Springs has done a great job bringing a lot more industries to town, growing sectors like technology, healthcare, and defense. A lot of my luxury clients are retirement plus age. I feel like if they're not retired, almost all of them are in the defense. Cybersecurity is huge in town. I can tell you that because that's half my luxury clients. I'm also seeing a lot more younger people buy luxury homes, and I love to see that. 10 years ago, most of my luxury clients were the retirement plus age because, well, they saved up, they paid their houses off, they're retired, they have no debt. Let's go buy a luxury property. That is not the case anymore, and I love to see that. I have some clients recently that I don't even think they're 30 years old, and they're pushing a $2 million budget. That is going to be so healthy for our luxury market moving forward, because I really feel like these young couples are going to bring life to these subdivisions, that some of them can be full of retirement plus age people. I say that because that's some feedback that I recently got from my buyers. Is she actually said some of these luxury neighborhoods feel like museums, meaning they're very quiet. She said, I want to live in a luxury subdivision where there's some kids and there's some life and there's some young couples, and that is definitely happening in Colorado Springs. Reason number 4, top tier education and amenities. When it comes to education, the Broadmoor area is in District 12, and that's often rated the #1 school district in the entire state. As you move up and get all the way into the Flying Horse, Cathedral Pines, High Forest Ranch area, that's going to be District 20 and District 38, both very high-ranking school districts. The Northeast area, you'll have to check out TCA, the Classical Academy. This is a public school that feels like a private school. This is where a lot of my clients end up. If you don't have kids, completely fine. In my opinion, it is so important to always live in a great school district, if not just for resale. And when it comes to amenities, Colorado Springs has really improved their game in the last 5 years. So the Broadmoor area, there's a lot of gentrification, I call it, projects going on there, where you're seeing a lot of buildings being scraped, new businesses going up. And if you jump all the way up to the Northeast area, where you'll find Flying Horse and the other subdivisions, most of my luxury buyers, when they come to town, they want to see the Broadmoor area and the Flying Horse area. So I'm going to talk about those two a lot. I'm actually going to make a video and compare those two because they are dramatically different. I digress. So let's jump all the way up to Northeast area. There's Interquest Parkway and Northgate, which services most of Flying Horse, Cathedral Pines, High Forest Ranch, most all of that area, and it has boomed and exploded in the best way possible these past 5 years. We have so much to do on that side of town, and it's clean, it feels new, it looks new. We have some huge names come to town like Topgolf, In-N-Out Burger, Shields, which is like Cabela's except without all the dead animals, and it's just an awesome store. It's like half entertainment slash I can't walk in there without spending $100, but anyway, I digress. Fine dining, family dining, all the above. That's really improved the Northeast side of Colorado Springs. Number 5, this is a big one, safety and community here in Colorado Springs. Safety and community are key considerations for luxury buyers. If you're looking in the south end of town near the Broadmoor area, you should definitely compare that area to a crime map. I'm not saying it's a dangerous area, but there is some crime pretty nearby. If you get to the northeast side of town, again, Flying Horse, that whole area, the crime map is almost non-existent. I'm not saying crime doesn't happen there, but it's just pretty rare. That area is never on the news. It looks safe, it feels safe, and honestly, it is safe. I always say do your own due diligence on that. Google crime maps, compare the two areas, and you can come up with your own thoughts on that as well. Now, let's touch base on community. This is something you may not have expected to hear, but the reason why I put this on the list because I get told that the community here feels different. So I grew up in the Houston area, I have family in the Dallas area, so I spend a lot of time down south, and I often think about how different the community feels. I think it's because of all the activities that you can do here. Meaning, if you meet somebody, say I meet somebody at church, then, they say, what do you do for a living, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sounds great. What do you do for activities? What are your hobbies? That's where people get excited. Oh my gosh, you like to go visit mountain towns. I love to go visit mountain towns. And then they go do that together and have an amazing time. I feel like when you meet people and you take these, we'll call them just adventures together, there's just a sense of bonding, a sense of rapport that's established quickly on a very high level which I feel like creates that community. If I compare that to, like, say the Dallas area, you know, they go out and they shop. Sorry if you're from Dallas, but that's kind of what they do. And I'm not saying that's terrible, but in Colorado Springs, you're probably not going to go shop. You're going to go visit mountain towns. You're going to go for a hike. For one, you're going to save a lot of money doing that. There's probably some husbands out there who's like, that's a good point, but I'm not trying to bash on shopping and stuff. If that's what you do, you can still do that. You just probably end up going all the way up to Castle Rock to see their amazing stores they have up there. My point is, oftentimes when you move here, you will find yourself just doing a lot more adventurous activities. And odds are when you meet your neighbors, they do adventurous activities on both sides of you. So I feel like that creates so much more of a community because that's something that you'll have in common. The hiking and mountain biking, and if you're not into that, just driving to mountain towns like Buena Vista, going to a local coffee shop, checking out the scenery and looking at the river is a really fun day. And that's why I put community on this video, because I really feel like that really brings people together on such a high level. Now I'm going to throw in some cons just because this is not the perfect place, and it's just some bonus for you. Here are a few people that Colorado Springs may not be a good fit. One are the winters. Sometimes the winters are just too much for people. One of my luxury clients recently moved to Arizona. Of course, they are now looking to move back because they're going, okay, we traded the winter for this crazy hot summers. We have a lot of wind. Sometimes the wind up here can drive you crazy. I actually live out on acreage with horses, so I live in a windy area, and I can tell you that the wind here is very extreme. So there's a couple reasons. Another buyer who this may not be a good fit for, if you're like, I am not an adventurous personality, I really don't dig the outdoors, I'm not looking to go hiking, I could absolutely care less. If you don't want to take advantage of everything that Colorado has to offer, then this may not be a good fit for you either. I also thought it could be beneficial for me to show you my YouTube channel. If you click the link below, it's going to take you to this screen and you can see all the neighborhood subdivision videos that I have. If you go to playlist, just so you know, all the drone footage of the homes in this video are also in here. That's all my drone footage. For example, this playlist, Top Luxury Neighborhoods on Northeast Colorado Springs, click on that. This is going to allow you to do a deep dive into these neighborhoods so you can get even more information to determine whether they could be a good fit for you and your family. I also included a link in the description below that walks you through communities page on my website, like the Broadmoor that I've mentioned several times. This will give you even more information and show you available homes and connect you to more videos to look at. So there is a lot of information for you. I apologize if I felt like I was rambling through some of this, but again, this is just me giving you information off the top of my head, unscripted, thinking of buyers and stuff that they've told me to pass that along to you. If you are considering a move to Colorado Springs, feel free to give me a call, text, email, whatever. I love to get those phone calls when somebody says, I just watched the video. Do you have time for questions? Absolutely. Again, my name is Casey Fortune with Fortune Realty. Thanks so much for watching.